So, well, another week has gone past and lots been happening in the AI side of things. But yeah, how was your week?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, short week here in New Zealand, so
Yes.
catching up on work and all that.
Oh, that's
Using AI to help.
how was your trip and some time off and all that?
Yeah, it was great. Down to Hastings, which is
Nice.
always sunny in the day and super cold at night.
Yeah, yeah. And now back to rain
Yeah,
in
Auckland
Auckland.
weather. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward. I'm going to Shanghai on Sunday, and then I'll go to Czech Republic, then Germany, then Netherlands, and then back. Big sort of Europe trip. I'll get to meet a lot of startups in crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin, and AI. A lot more in AI these days than back in the days. As you know, as everyone is going onto the AI side of things, and everyone is super bullish on AI. So, yeah, that's what's happening. But yeah, tell me a bit about what you've been seeing on the AI front on your side.
I guess the biggest talk here is well that I'm seeing is IPO with Anthropic and both OpenAI.
Yeah, so you were saying about SpaceX that all the IPO talk about SpaceX, Anthropic, and OpenAI. Those are the three big IPOs coming up. So,
Yeah, and I'm including SpaceX in that because they're essentially
XAI.
merging with XAI and
Yes.
they're kind of moving into like a data center for hire almost with what they're doing with Anthropic, which was a
Yes.
interesting change of approach. But yeah, I mean, if because SpaceX, is there a plan for that as far as
Was it
dates? I think space.
SpaceX? I don't know when it is, but I mean, I hear everyone talking about it pretty much universally on
Oh
every
yeah,
group.
there it is. Yeah, June 12th. So we're literally 8 days away.
Yeah, nice.
So the $135 a share, which will put the company's valuation at 1.75 trillion.
Yes, that was the latest. But the thing is, it's like um,
I mean, that's
so for the last 8 9 months, I'm part of lots of different syndicates and groups, and everywhere there has been secondary deals for SpaceX, Anthropic, and OpenAI for the last year or so. And the Anthropic deals were starting at like 1.5 billion a year ago or something like that. So it's like some people have made, and then people just buying off each other, and the secondary deals have gone crazy. But pretty much all of these people are waiting for it to list and then put it on the market. I mean, some have lock-in periods, so it won't just crash that people expect once it IPOs. Because some people have 6 months, 12 months lock in for their stock that they're buying on the secondaries and all that, or for their equity that they're buying on the secondaries. So, yeah, it would be very interesting to see. But yeah, you were saying something about valuation or something like that.
oh well, if that's the valuation, that'll be the biggest IPO ever.
Yes.
And I was going to say that. I mean, on SpaceX obviously is not strictly an AI company, so whereas Anthropic are at the mercy of the latest models to come out,
Yeah.
SpaceX has a lot more going for it than simply models. In fact, that's probably what it appears maybe moving away for. I don't know if XAI is the focus. We'll see. I mean, they've recently launched their Claude code competitor. I haven't tried it out myself, but
Yeah.
so they are still innovating.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whatever is hot is their thing. So everyone does that. Like everyone is like, as soon as AI is hot, everyone's jumping into the bandwagon, whether it's Meta or Microsoft or Google or XAI or whoever. Like pretty much all the big guys jump onto it. because they have to keep innovating, otherwise they'll be replaced, or they have to keep investing and buying companies and doing all these things, otherwise they get irrelevant like so fast. And yeah, and they become like IBM, even though IBM has been investing and trying to innovate in this space. But yeah, it's like just like every one of these, most of them are also investing in quantum computing, but because there is no end user or a B2C product, no one knows about it or talks about it as much as AI. But just like few years ago, there were only 40 startups in quantum computing. Now there's over 4,000. So once it's accessible to end users, then we'll see a lot more, yeah, noise about it. So yeah, it's I'm seeing like so many videos on YouTube and everywhere on that OpenAI or Anthropic or SpaceX is overvalued. Everyone's saying that. Despite that, like there is a saying in finance, like like bears get to be right and bulls make money. People have been saying that like since Anthropic was valued at 1.5 billion
Yeah.
just not that long ago. And all these people who were bears, they stayed on the sideline. They're thinking, oh, it's like you don't have many users and it's so expensive. You're not making money. 1 billion is too much money for Anthropic. It's such a small company. And now it's worth a trillion. And they're still
Yeah.
saying the same. So eventually they will be right. At one point, they will be right. Just like, people who cry recession is coming, they will eventually be right. But then the underlying 12 years, 14 years, people will make money. Same thing with people for Bitcoin. Last 15 years have been saying that even
Yeah.
when it was a dollar, it was people were saying it's overvalued, and to this day as well. So it's like, yeah, they'll eventually be right, and there will be a market correction. But long term, if you just zoom out, it's fine. It's invest your money somewhere. I've seen some other interesting things that's happening in the AI side of things, like with GitHub. I don't know if you saw, like they are changing how they are billing their users. Now they are going to be billing on a token based model instead of
Okay.
like a monthly fixed plan that they used to do. And so so I don't know how this is going to go down, because so for people who use it a lot, they will be penalized in a way, because some developers had their bill go from $29 a month to $750 a month overnight. Have you noticed that? Have you guys experienced any changes in how much you guys are spending on GitHub or other places, like for your
Uh, I think we're trying to cut back on the amount of tools we're using,
that's great.
and because a lot of time, it was by default you'd pay for GitHub Copilot.
Yeah,
Nowadays, you're writing less and less code manually. So, what's the point of paying for Copilot?
yeah,
So yeah, we've actually cancelled Copilot, I think, for most developers.
nice.
But yeah, the token usage, I think, is people are predicting that more and more SaaS companies will switch to that model. So you will actually get billed for your usage of the product rather than seats or other pricing structure, which could be better for the end customer. And yeah, maybe slightly less profitable for some SaaS companies, but
Yeah,
possibly more sustainable, because when you see a bill on your credit card statement currently, it's like, oh, do we really need to pay for this? Whereas if you see a bill and it's token based, it's like, well, obviously we're using it.
yeah.
So, it's a different mindset.
You know what? Who this model would never work for? It's Jim. It's Jim's. If gyms charge people based on how much you use it, 80% people will pay $0.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like a
Which
guilt
is
trip.
quite,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of a good thing, isn't it? uh, I don't know. Or maybe they need to do the reverse. You pay less for the more than you use it.
Yes, because they want people to just keep paying and never show up. And it's like if everyone showed up, like you know what they say, you would not have access to any machines in a gym. There would be no space to walk around if everyone showed up. So it'd be very interesting. The thing is, right now, a lot of people pay for SaaS products that they don't use. And there are even services which you can, another SaaS product that you can sign up that continuously looks at your usage and cancels the products and looks at your credit card statement and cancels any unnecessary subscriptions and points that out for you. So it's like, yeah, I
I mean,
think
that's great from a personal level. Like amount of times you realize you're paying for, you know,
yes.
6 streaming services when you're only using like 1 or
Yeah.
sometimes none. Kids are just watching YouTube.
Yeah, you just need YouTube subscription. That's it. That's the only subscription you need for kids and for adults as well. It's like you don't need Netflix, you don't need Amazon Prime, you don't need anything else.
No,
Just YouTube is enough content, more content than all the other streaming combined because
yeah,
user generated content. So yeah, completely agree. I wonder if any of these other channels like Netflix and all these others will move into user generated content eventually. I mean, they have like things from Mr. Beast and few things, but not as much user generated content as YouTube. And that's why it will never have the ultra niche content that you want to consume. You know, if you want to consume AI news, you have to go to YouTube or Spotify or somewhere like that for a podcast like this. You can't do it on
yeah,
Netflix or Prime or anything else. Yeah.
yeah. I think I mean, the way to do it right is if there's a really good show, really good movie, then you should just pay for that month, watch it, and then you're done.
Yes.
What usually happens is you pay for that month, then you forget about it, and then you see it 6 months later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where you need AI to just constantly cancel services.
Yeah. I mean, these days YouTube lets you buy a movie for $5, $6. And that's what we do. We just buy a movie on YouTube, or it used to be Xbox used to do that, or through
Yeah,
Apple, or lots of different services. You can just buy a movie or something or a show, and then you just do that like a one off purchase. I mean, having said that, we still have lots of services like Disney and YouTube and Netflix and Neon. I just canceled Neon 1 or 2 weeks ago. So yeah, my wife wanted to watch Pit, which is like a medical sort of show. This one, and then yeah, watch that series done, and then just cancel it, and then once the new new season is released, then just get it again for a month.
yeah, yeah.
So that's a definitely a way to do it. But yeah, I wonder if what would happen if everyone was paying the real price of AI? Because right now, no one is paying. Everything is subsidized by
Yeah.
multiple factors. So it is subsidized by the companies, like the established companies, the Googles, the Amazons, and that's why they've been laying off staff to pay for AI. Then they're subsidized by new IPOs, the VC money, all the funds, everyone investing in those IPOs. And then the third thing it's subsidized is by the city councils and the residents of the cities where the data centers are hosted, because they pay in higher electricity fees and higher water charges and all those things. So yeah, it's like that's what happens with anything when it's new, just like Uber Eats or Airbnb or anything when it's
Well, that's what I
new.
was gonna say, yeah, like
Yeah.
with Uber, right, they were making massive losses, and
Yes.
I think they're profitable recently.
Yeah,
Was
I
it a
think so. They
yeah,
eventually, yeah, they stop, putting money on expansion and growth, and then just start to turn the dial on their fees and things like that, and
and
try
the
and
same
be
with Amazon,
profitable.
right? Amazon
Yes,
made losses for like, wasn't it 20 years or something?
yes, yes.
And now are
Amazon
very
only made
profitable?
money from AWS. If not, they
Yeah,
had like
yeah,
very little chance of making money. So they were
yeah,
super lucky. They kept on experimenting, buying things, doing things, and then they got AWS and they made money. Same with Microsoft made so much money from Azure, and Google made from GCP. So everyone makes, and all of these make so much money from data centers and hosting and cloud, because charging, and that's why it's like OpenAI has 1 billion users and paying, and for Anthropic like 30 million or something users, but Anthropic makes more money because you sell to the corporate the highest buying power. And that's what we were talking about the other day, that I mean, that makes so much sense. Why have the hassle of 1,000 customers when you can have only 10
Yeah.
customers and they pay you more than the 1,000?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's the model of subsidizing usage that has been used in the past successfully. So I'm guessing they're planning, you know, the usage offsets the losses because it, generates more investing. And
Yeah.
theoretically, I guess they're using some of that investing to make the you know costs go down, so that similar to Uber, 15 years later they'll be making a profit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But 15 years is such a long time
it's
in
such a long
AI.
time. Most of these companies spend such a long time
Yeah,
for 10 years, 5 years, 8 years. Yeah. And the thing is that the moat is not there. People just cancel and change to another service, whereas
yeah,
Uber has a massive, massive moat, because they have to hire physical people and do like make sure that they can drive a car, they have a good car, and those, that type of a mode. It's very hard for, I mean, very easy to build the Uber app in this day and age, but very hard to onboard that many drivers and be trained and provide for security for the passengers and all that, go through the regulation and the taxi lobby of a country and displays that it's massive. So Uber still has a potential mode. But how long did it take you to move from ChatGPT to Claude? It's like a click away. It's 2 minutes. So
yeah, yeah,
there's no mode. There is no barrier to entry.
yeah. Especially now, you can just click to transfer your history, and then you've got the context already.
Yes, yes, exactly. Whereas you built as a driver, you did 6,000 trips over 5 years on Uber, and you have 4.9 star rating. You are registered, and then there's a news service, Zoomy or something, starting in New Zealand, and they have to onboard 20,000 taxi drivers with zero reviews, ratings. It's
Yeah,
an uphill battle. Like, yeah, yeah. So Uber makes sense. I don't know. I mean, at this stage, eventually the only way to disrupt that is what Google is doing with Waymo and like
yeah,
self-driving in
yeah.
other parts of the world. So that's the only way you can, with new tech, you can disrupt. So yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like, pretty much like what I've been reading is, whether you're a lawyer or a mathematician or a physicist, like, everyone is now, their their business model is threatened by by AI. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how it all plays out over time. So yeah.
So I guess, well, one other update I can give is using, basically, I use a Claude co-work scheduled task
Yeah.
for sales. And what it does is it just has access to my calendar, has access to Superhuman that I use for email.
Mhm.
And basically every day goes through, checks what I've emailed, checks responses back. And I've got a HTML file that it updates, which is a CRM, a Kanban board, which shows me what my sales activity is doing. So it's just divided up into typical, new and progress, proposals sent, won or lost. And it works great because it's the first CRM that stays up to date because AI keeps it up to date. And then I can, all I need to do is maybe add in details about phone calls because I can't see phone calls
Mm.
yet. I
Yes.
guess I just need to connect to a VoIP
Yeah. Yeah.
AI, and then it would do that as well. But
Amazing.
it's it's actually perfect because the one problem I've always had with CRMs are, you know,
It's
remembering to update them.
it's everyone's problem. It's like most CRMs get outdated like within a week. For I mean, that was the case up to now. It's like every single corporate, every single business, they get outdated within a week. So yeah, there was a very interesting video I recently saw of like a young person going into a corporate and starting a job, and then finding that all these people in the corporate were working 9 to 5, and then they were doing overtime, and I mean, for free, like working because they had to work so hard, and all the time they were complaining about that they have to do things even in the weekend and all that. And then she was like, I don't understand, how is it? So she's like, let me help you. And so the the older lady, she printed out all these spreadsheets and gave her that go through and make these changes on the spreadsheet and then put them in the computer. and
Yeah.
and and so it's like, no, you don't have to do it like this manually, you can just go online and do it. And so it's like, she's like, oh, just send me a link to the. She said, how can I send you, it's such a big spreadsheet. So she didn't know how to
Yeah.
to share it, and it's like, it was like such an uphill curve to teach her anything. Like, she was just going through her experience, and then she was saying that you expect these people to go and create agents and do things. And it's like, it is, and or wipe code an app. It's like they don't even know how to use Excel. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they print
Yeah.
out everything in pen and paper and write on it and do things like that. So
Yeah. This it's crazy how much I think we fall into the hype,
yes,
forgetting that 90% of the world have no clue about what we're doing.
exactly right.
It's like
Absolutely right.
I'm using Claude Code and Flutter to create a mobile app at the moment. And the amount
Yes.
of times you get stuck and you have to figure things out yourself and change settings and create certificates and do all these things. It's like you forget that even though maybe you don't think yourself as technical compared to 90% of the world you are
Yes.
from a a IT perspective.
Yeah.
And there's still so many, like, the process is still so fragmented.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you say, probably anyone can set up an agent, but they'll miss a few things and it won't be set up quite right. It won't quite work. And then they'll just forget about it. And
Yes.
so it's going to take a long time before,
It is
those
mainstream. Yeah.
get fixed and everything works, like Gmail.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would be interested to see how many people in the world, and I would easily say like at least 60-70% of the world probably doesn't know how to even attach an attachment to an email. Easily, because it's probably half of the world probably doesn't even have an email address. So it's like, I mean, the gap is so far that, yeah, people have no idea. Yeah, they see AI as something science fiction and stuff and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have no idea about,
Or
like,
just Google on steroids, right? I think a lot of
yes,
people, when they try it out, it's very useful, but still a lot of people it's just prompting. And
yes,
and so
yeah,
which is great for people like us and probably a lot of people watching this, as there's so much innovation that you can be part of still.
yeah,
We're
absolutely.
very early
We
in
are
this.
very, very early. It's like probably like less than 2 billion people around the world use AI. So that means 6 billion still don't use. So, that
Yeah,
is a very high percentage of people who have never used AI, or knowingly. I mean, of course, apps and things use LLMs in the background, but knowingly them
yeah,
going to OpenAI or Anthropic or Kimi or whatever they use, they've never done that. So yeah, I think the day when everyone is vibe coding their own app instead of using SaaS product is still very, very far. Many years. We've already had LLMs for 3.5 years now, like mainstream, like OpenAI. So yeah, it will take a while. But yeah, on that note, yeah, let's catch up again next week. Unless you have any other things that you've come across interesting this week.
No, I think that's, yeah, we can wrap it up now and yeah,
Yeah,
let's catch up again next week.
yeah, good stuff. Awesome. Thanks, and see you next week.